I said it. I said it last week. Carnival should have put something about fighting in that letter that they're using to make people behave. We've got a fight on another Carnival cruise ship. We've got a cruise line canceling a cruise for fitness reasons. And well, we've got a crew member that is straight up a hero. That plus a lot more on today's episode. Let's go. Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome to La Lido Logo. Welcome to the cruise show. It's everything going on in cruising. It is For Your Face on a Wednesday, June the, let me make sure I say it right, June the 11th, 2025. And I've been out of pocket for a couple days. I was fulfilling a very important duty. I was filling a very important duty. I'll tell you more about that later. But let's do some cruise news. First story For Your Face is this story about a fight on the... Well, let's just watch a little bit of the video. This is from the TikTok. People from the Carnival Sunshine posting this fight that happened near the pizzeria. Somebody's throwing a chair. Not really sure what the fight is all about. But of course, Carnival knows who the people are that are involved, and they will be banned. They will be banished. They'll be Nicholas for life from cruising on Carnival. Just last week, I asked the question, is Carnival babying us by putting letters in our cabin telling us how to behave? And I also question whether putting letters in our cabin telling us how to behave would help. This is a notch in the column of maybe not helping. I don't know that it helped. Look, if you're out there and you're cruising on Carnival or any other cruise line, stop fighting with each other. I don't know. It's definitely, it's not good for cruising to see these fights happen. It was at the pizzeria, so I got to assume that somebody grabbed the last piece of pepperoni. Normally, that's what would cause a fracas such as that. That maybe more pizza is the answer. I don't know. But yeah, we got another fight club, which you're not supposed to talk about fight club. We got another fight club on the Carnival Sunshine. Were you there? Were you involved? Are you now Nicholas Shade from Carnival Forever banished? Yeah, I don't know. Leave comment below. Now, our second story is a little bit of a stormy story. You know, it's June, so what does that mean? It means it's hurricane season. Typically here in Florida, we think a lot about the Atlantic hurricane season. That's the Jason months, June, July, August, September, October, and November. Well, I didn't even realize it, but on the West Coast, it's a Jason month. It starts in May the 15th. R.I.P. my daddy in heaven. That's his birthday. May the 15th. That is when the Pacific hurricane season started. And normally they don't see storms until June over there. Well, there's already a named hurricane churning in the Eastern Pacific, and it is Hurricane Barbara. And so Carnival, they've been talking a lot about hurricanes on their social media. They've got a whole operations center. Maybe they put a fresh coat of paint over there, and that's why they're no, it's time to talk about the weather operations center. And so they've been communicating, the weathermen at the Hurricane Operations Center for Carnival, they've been communicating with the cruise ships, and we have a proactive captain over there on the West Coast. At the helm right now of the Carnival Panorama is Carnival's Captain Carlo. I really just did that for the alliteration. Captain Carlo, helming the Panorama, had a sailing scheduled June the 7th, June the 15th out of Long Beach to the Mexican Riviera. He got the word from the Operations Center that Hurricane Barbara could be a problem for that sailing. And he took a look at it and he said, well, I think we can avoid the storm and still make all of the port stops by doing the cruise's itinerary in reverse. And so big ups to Captain Carlo for avoiding the storm and also avoiding people being mad for missing a certain port of call. Because if somebody misses La Paz, they're going to be down there at customer service like, we missed La Paz and we were going to dig for gold in La Paz and we valued that gold to be worth $25,000. So I think you should give us a $26,000 credit, $25,000 for the gold and $1,000 for the inconvenience. Nobody told us that we may encounter bad weather. Nobody told us that there was going to be an ocean when we went on our cruise. So we would like $1,000, please. Or a free drink voucher. What's wrong with people? Here's the message that came from Captain Carlo. I'm happy, however, he started by saying sad news, bad weather, but I'm happy, however, to let you know that at this time we're planning to visit all the original ports: Cabo on Monday, La Paz on Tuesday, Mazatlan on Wednesday, and Puerto Vallarta on Thursday. And we'll continue to monitor the weather forecast and provide updates. I feel like I should do the real American hero to you, but I'm going to save that. Well, Captain Carlo may not be an American hero. I'm getting into deep water here. Nobody told me that there would be water on my cruise. Captain Carlo and the Operations Center, thanks for keeping all those people cruising on the West Coast happy, at least on the Panorama. Man, we're on a roll here. We talked about a fight. We talked about a change of an itinerary due to weather. Let's talk about a cancellation due to a charter. How about that? We got all the hits today on your cruise show. This one, it's from Tui. Or can we call it 2i? 2i. TUI Cruise Line has notified passengers booked on the Mein Schiff 4, booked on a cruise that was scheduled to go from October the 21st to November the 1st, 2026, that unfortunately they cannot do the cruise as planned. The reason is that Mein Schiff 4 has been booked for a full charter for a 4-day cruise starting on October the 21st by the well-known fitness provider Hyrox. They've been hijacked by Hyrox. I don't even know what kind of fitness that is. The only fitness I like to do on a cruise ship is seeing if I can be fitting in this pizza in my mouth. How about that? It's so funny. Like people watch these videos and like I'll stand up and they'll be like, "Do you know you're fat?" Yeah, yeah, I do. Do you know you're a jerk for pointing it out? Do you know you're a garbage person for pointing it out? Keep that stuff to yourself. Nobody wants any comments about their body unless I ask. Sometimes I'll ask, but most of the time I'm not looking for you to tell me I'm fat. I got it. And I guess it is the silver lining is at least I can identify the people that are garbage people and go ahead and hide them from, I never have to hear from them again. So I guess you could do that if you want, but maybe I should get on the 4-day Hyrox fitness cruise. Certainly, people that book this cruise is a Mediterranean cruise, I think, on Mein Schiff. I don't know where. Yeah, Mediterranean sailing from Palma de Mallorca to, I don't know where. Oh, round trip. I guess it's going back there is what that means. The silver lining, other than me knowing that I'm fat, the silver lining is that the original cruise is like an 11-day cruise. The charter cruise is only a 4-day cruise. And so everybody got their 11-day cruise canceled. They got a full refund. But now they're going to have a 7-day cruise from Palma de Mallorca. And it's going to be a shorter version of that longer cruise. And the people got cancellated. They have the first right of refusal on the new sailing. Are they giving them anything else? Let me look. No, I think they're just getting a full refund. So I don't think, did they know that maybe on the first 4 days they were going somewhere that they could have found gold or silver? Maybe they find something different over there. Either way, that is part of cruising. Sometimes you're the windshield, sometimes you're the bug, and certainly a bunch of people that were on this TUI cruise ship, they done got their cruise canceled for fitness. For fitness, man, you cancel my cruise for fitness, I'm going to be asking a question like, do you think I can be fit in this boot in your... Never mind. Where have I been? It's Wednesday, and I didn't make a show on Monday or Tuesday, no live show. Well, I got summoned to do my civic duty. And I talked as much as I could during jury selection thinking, here's the reality. I was happy to do it. I have the flexibility in my schedule. A lot of people have sacrificed for our freedoms, and it's the least I can do as a civilian to do jury duty. And so I got picked. And I sat through a trial, and it turned out I was an alternator. So an alternator, I'm part of a car. I was an alternate, and you don't know that, or at least the way it works here, you don't know that while they're going through the whole trial. So I went through the whole trial, and honestly, it was fascinating. But honestly, I'm very glad that I got dismissed to go about my lawful business. I like when they tell you that. You're free to go about your lawful business. They don't want you going about any unlawful business. But I'm kind of glad I got let go because it was challenging. And, it's so stupid. I've only done it for 2 years. It changes a man when you have to officially sit in judgment of another man. But it does. And it's left me a lot of food for thought. but I didn't have to make any decisions, and I met my obligation, and I missed making the show. So I didn't want to make the show while I was doing it because I didn't know if I'd say the wrong thing and jeopardize the process and all of that stuff. So here I am back for your face on what did we say it was? We say it's a Wednesday. I did just Google what Hyrox was. I was curious as to what kind of fitness it is. Google says it's a popular fitness competition that combines running and functional fitness exercises. Participants compete in a standard format, running 1 kilometer, followed by a specific functional fitness station, repeating this sequence 8 times. The goal is to complete the race fast as possible. So are they having a Hyrox competition on a cruise ship? Or I wonder if this is for the people that organize that, or I don't know, but I was curious. I do want to talk about one more thing before I talk about this absolute cruise crew member hero. And it kind of falls under the dilemma category. Shout out to my brother-in-law, Steve. We're working on a show called Dilemmas, and it's not going to be about cruise stuff. It's just going to be about real-life dilemmas, and it'll be on the channel that's named after me, Tony Barnett. So over there, I'm doing health updates. I'm talking about music. I've got some other videos coming out, but eventually there'll be a show called Dilemmas with my brother-in-law, Steve. And so that's going to be a blast. We're still working on that, but I'm going to do a mini version of it today. Let me show you this TikTok right here. The guy that's speaking last year made a $13 bet that the LA Dodgers, the Edmonton Oilers, the New York Liberty, the Philadelphia Eagles, and the OKC Thunder would win the championships in each of their leagues. It's what you call a parlay. And so if all of those things become true, his $13 will be worth $761.40. Now, the Dodgers won, the Liberty won, and the Eagles won. So 3 of the 5 things came true. And what this site, I think it's called DraftKings, what they do is they want to get you out of the bet. And so he's he's over halfway through the bet and he's winning. And well, now they're offering him $107,000 to get out of the bet. He could push that cash out green button and have in his possession $107,683.97. He could have that today by pushing the button, but he's not going to do it. He's riding the storm out, because if he does that, then he potentially gives back to DraftKings $163,000. Now, again, he's only in for $13. So the dilemma question is, at what point do you take the money? I saw offers for $40,000 along this run. I saw offers for $90,000 along this run, and now he's up to $107,000. And I think this was after the Oilers lost Game 3 of the Stanley Cup, which makes it worse for his bet. At what point do you take the money? Dilemma. I'll have to ask Steve what he would do. But just for our purposes, go ahead and put in the chat, what number do you take the money? It would be hard not to take $100,000 for $13. Now, of course, it's bird in the hand, 2 in the bush, right? Like, you got the 100. He pushes the button. He's got the 100,000. There's still some unknowns for him to get the 270,000. What would you do? All right, and check this dude out right here. His name is Nitin Kumar. He just received the Royal Hero Award for actions that he took just a few days ago on a royal cruise ship where he saved passengers from being in potentially grave danger. Nitin was working as a server in the coastal kitchen, and he noticed that there was a pane of glass in the coastal kitchen starting to crack. And as that glass started to crack, he ran down to the deck below because there were people seated on deck chairs below the cracking glass. He got them to move out of the way, and just moments after they moved out of the way, the pane of glass completely cracked and fell down onto the deck where people were sitting. No injuries. Everybody was fine, but a full-on pane of glass shattered and fell from one deck of a cruise ship down below. That's scary stuff. That is scary stuff. Congratulations, and well-deserved the recognition there, Nitin. That's why crew members are great. Don't take your stupid tips off, because Nitin is not the guy making up your bed, but he is getting a cut of the daily gratuity because he is a food service worker. Not to make this about tipping, but I don't think we should tip everybody. Who are some of these people that, other than my room steward? This guy. And not only is he serving food, but he's saving lives. And way to go, Royal, for recognizing. How could they not? Way to go. How could they not? Look, everybody, that is everything going on in cruising. If you're watching me, you could listen to me in podcast form. Just go to any of your podcast spots and search for The Cruise Show. It's a very specific name, The Cruise Show. You will find the audio version of this. And if you happen to be listening to The Cruise Show, of course, this is a presentation of La Lido Loca. That is our YouTube empire. Now, we're trying to get to 18 million subscribers, and we're part of the way there. We have 280 something. So subscribe on YouTube if you want to see our face. And if you want to hear it, make sure you're following on any of your podcast any of your podcast platforms. If you're new here, we close the show out in a very specific way. We love music, and now today it is time to dance, or just listen to the music, but enjoy a little moment of musical solitude. And if you're so inclined, get up and move your feet. Thank you, everybody. We'll see you on the Lido. Bye.